Hello, this is the Watchdog, and welcome back to Fun with Watches. If watches weren't fun, you'd only need one. Today we're going to review the TVG 3168. Let's start with the wrist check. I'm wearing this Tandorio fixed lug with a PT 5000 movement. I just love this watch. I've been wearing it quite a bit. And Greg was wearing my Rouge A8-4. I just reviewed this watch. If you haven't seen the review yet, be sure to check it out. Grover said that Dustin Bieber can't sing on key because he had his right incisor pulled. So Lando Calrissian asked 3PO to gather a tooth from a nearby Sarlacc pit so they can extract the DNA so Dr. Pershing can grow Dustin Bieber a new tooth. 3PO asked, what if I fall into the Sarlacc's mouth? Lando said, relax, a Sarlacc can't digest gold. 3PO said, unfortunately my shell is made by Benya, thus I am a plated zinc alloy. Alright, let's take a look at the watch. It comes in a fairly simple box. And it comes with two tools, a sizing tool and a spring bar removal tool. But here's the watch, and it's an LED watch, see, LED. And it comes on a metal bracelet. And I only paid $10 on Amazon for this, but unfortunately it's going for a lot more now. This is the first TVG on my channel. One of my viewers asked me to review this watch because it was only $10 on Amazon and it seemed like a good buy for $10. Unfortunately, the sale is over. Now it's selling for $29.95, which is a bit much for this watch. This is a very affordable digital analog watch, and this is often done by simply putting two movements in the watch, which is more affordable than using a movement that can do both. Most digital watches use an LCD display, but this TVG has an LED, which unfortunately uses too much battery, so it only turns on for a few seconds after a button press. This watch comes in two different colorways. If you don't like the white dial I chose, then you can have a black dial. The steel bracelet's the only option. The watch is 43 millimeters at the bezel, but 44.5 if you measure at the case. Has a 50 millimeter lug-to-lug with protruding end links. It's 14.5 millimeters thick, has a 22 millimeter lug width, which tapers down to 20 at the clasp. It weighs 150 grams on the supplied hollow bracelet with two links removed. The bezel has a tachymeter, and that's useless because this does not even have a stopwatch or a chronograph hand. Then we have the Rehat chapter ring with the minute counters, and then we have the dial. We have baton indices, and they're loomed, but not very well. You'll see later. And we have minute markers. We have the TVG name and logo up top, and the logo looks a lot like Tag Heuer, but it says TVG watch. And then we have the leaf, minute, and hour hand. And then we have the red second hand. I always like red second hands on a white dial. Then we have on the right, we have the AM PM indicator. See, AM. And then, let me get this out of the way. And this right here tells you if the alarm's on or not. And on the left is the day of the week. And here, let me zoom in. It's really difficult to see. As you can see, it says Thursday, because today is Thursday. Thought it was Tuesday. Maybe I got the date wrong. Then if you press here, we have the second time, and it's totally separate from the hands. You can set it to whatever you want. Then we have a sign, push, pull, crown, and the action is a little loose. And when you go to set it, there was no minute hand jump at least. So you can set it accurately. The second hand, though, is missing the marks. Then we have the dial, just a flat mineral glass, nothing special about it. And then we have the case. The case, they claim steel, but it's definitely a chrome plated alloy. You can really tell. And then where the case back is, it sticks out quite a bit. So probably because they have to shove 2 movements in here. Then we have the case back, just to press on. It says TVG. Then it says China movement, FD, stainless steel. But once again, I'm pretty sure the case is chrome plated. Then it says, now this is, there's no way. It says water resistant 10 bars. No, there's no way this is a 100-meter water resistant watch. It's got a press on case back. So the best you could ever hope for with a press on is usually 50. So I would have just assumed 30, and there are no locks on these pushers either. So if you take this in the pool and you press the pusher, you are going to ruin the watch. Then we have the, let's go over the digital movement again. I wanted to show you, we have the time, we have an alarm, we have the month and the day, and that's, oh, we also have the seconds. So there's the seconds, and that's it. There's no chronograph. There's no stopwatch at all. So this digital movement's very minimal. Then we have the bracelet. The bracelet has, the end links are fake. They're all part of the case. And then these do have push pins, not screw pins. And then we do have a signed clasp, and we do have micro adjust at least. But the clasp doesn't work very well. Well, that time it worked fine, but often I see right there, you gotta make sure it's lined up just right when you press it. So haven't been very happy with the clasp. Here's the watch on my 7.5-inch wrist. It looks nice, it wears nice. It's a big watch, 14.5, so it's chunky. I removed 2 links to fit on my wrist, and then I moved it in 1 hole of micro adjust. So this does not get the Joe Haynes Silver approval. Here we are in the loom room. You can read this watch with the push of the button, so it really doesn't need loom, but since it has it, we'll test it anyway. As we see at the time, the indices disappear immediately, and the major hands aren't much better as they too are soon gone. If you want to see this watch in the dark, you better stick with the LED light. Here's the LED in dark light. LED has a clear legibility advantage over backlit LCD. Plus, it does light up the dial enough that you can barely see the hands if you're tracking 2 time zones. What I like about this watch, it looks and wears nice. I do like this white dial, and the LED display is easy to read in the dark. What are my gripes and groans? The hands are not synchronized. You have to set both of them separately. The LED has to be turned on. This watch doesn't have a stopwatch, which is really unheard of for a digital. And this clasp can be difficult to close. Do I recommend this watch? At the $10 I paid, then yes, but not at the $30 it is going for now. Maybe if it had a stopwatch. Well, thank you for watching my review of the TVG 3168, and I'll be back with another review or unboxing. Be sure and like and subscribe to my channel, and if you like this watch, I'll leave a link to Amazon. I don't have an affiliate with Amazon, so if you can find it anywhere else cheaper, be my guest. And I'd like to thank my Members Choice members, all 11 of you. The Members Choice watch was supposed to arrive yesterday, and I was supposed to unbox it this morning, but it didn't arrive. So hopefully it arrives today, and I'll get an unboxing out for you members. And only members get to see the unboxing, but everybody gets to see the review. Bye.